Like, why the hell should Australia pay the world's biggest carbon tax when we have such nice clean industries? The EPA is very strict on pollution. Our coal-fired power plants have special scrubbers and emission exhaust cleaners, similar to modern-day diesels, like the latest model F-Series pickup trucks, which use urea to burn off excess carbon and shit inside the catalysts. We run all that on our coal power stations, so why the hell do I have to pay a 21% increase on tax? And just after they've done this, and also cut down the baby bonus for new parents, the bloody politicians are getting a pay rise. I think Julia Gillard is getting another $75,000 a year pay increase. She's probably the most highly paid Prime Minister in the world. For what? All they're doing is taxing us. They're trying to catch up for all the money that Labor has wasted over the years. And I mean, they have wasted a shitload of money. So they're just going to keep taxing us. They'll carbon tax us. They'll tax pretty much everything. They'll tax us after we're dead. It's time for it to stop. No, fuck them. I want to see people just showing their resistance to it. Not violently. We don't need a civil war. As much as I would love for this country to actually show some force, like the people of this country to actually show something and stand up for themselves. We don't particularly need a civil war, we're not prepared for it, and we don't really need the economic damage because we're fragile enough as it is. But it just shits me up the wall, the amount of wastage this government is doing and the amount of businesses, industries, and just people in general, their taxes and things are going to harm. Companies are already talking about closing their doors when the carbon tax comes in because it's going to cost them too much. The RACV magazine is praising the ethanol blended fuels because they use Australian-made ethanol, which is obviously made from crops like sugarcane and that sort of stuff. It's distilled from sugar. It's drinking alcohol essentially, like my Bundy here. You got a nice bit of Bundy and Coke. Ethanol is distilled from Australian sugar, but the company that makes it is already talking about closing their doors because the carbon tax will make it non-competitive and financially not viable. So we're going to be buying ethanol in from other countries if we want to have ethanol blended fuels. I don't like ethanol blended fuels. I know they ruin the fueling systems of older cars, but it's just funny that RACV magazine is praising it, yet the carbon tax is going to completely demolish it. Like, what the fuck, guys? Yeah, this is going to be a hell of a ranty video, so if you haven't figured that out by now, just turn it off if you don't like it. But yeah, I'm kind of pissed off because my power bills are going to go up substantially. My fuel bill cost is going to go up substantially. And a lot of the companies that I work with and buy from and deal with either at my day job or with my own hobby business in here, in the workshop, it's going to go up in price. I can't get diesel as cheap as I could before, or I won't be able to. I use a lot of power, and that's going to go up by several $100s a year. And yeah, and I've already done a bit of a rant on this video, so I'll add that in as well, just for the hell of it. And then I'll do a bit of an up yours video by showing a good friend of mine totally demolishing a R410A Fujitsu Inverter air conditioner unit with an excavator while it's fully charged. So fuck you, Greenies. You're going to see more of this stuff. Car tyre fires, bonfires with old TVs and stuff in them. That's what you're going to see. We're not going to fight back with small arms. Your bloody Nazi supporters took them away long ago. We're going to fight back just simply by showing shit burning. That's what I want to see. Post video responses of just burning shit to fuck these Greenies up. They're putting me out of a job. They're putting everyone in the working class out of a job. And the only people who support them are people who aren't in the working class. They don't rely on the steel mills, the aluminium production facilities, electronics industries, plastics industries, petrochemical industries. They don't rely on that sort of stuff. They're the only people supporting this goddamn carbon tax and all these bloody... Oh, nah, that's enough. Roll the film. Well, it's time to scrap the old LG and a few other things. It's a twin compressor VRV inverter unit. And yeah, well, I think I'll take a trip down to the scrapyard anyway and enjoy a beer with the guys, have a bit of fun, maybe scrap some air conditioners down there, make some pollution. I've got a burn bin that needs lighting up and some old condensing units to scrap, so yeah, it's my way of giving the middle finger to all these enviro Nazis that are pushing my power bills through the roof. My power bill's already gone up about 9% and the carbon tax isn't even in place yet. Yeah, fuck 'em. Gillard and her greenie puppeteers want to push the carbon tax on us, which they have, without any chance of voting on it from the Australian people. Yeah, it's time to fight back. Well, I wouldn't call this fighting back, I'll just call it proving a point. I'm just going to make as much carbon pollution as I want next year. They want to tax me for carbon, I'll get my carbon taxes worth. Make lots of carbon. And when I say carbon, I mean carbon dioxide. No, it's not a tax on individuals, but it's a tax on industry like power production. And since I'm running off coal power, well, of course, my power rates are going to go up by as much as 21%. So that's another good few $100s a year on top of my normal power bill, which I get at the moment. Yeah, oh well, let's roll the film and have a bit of